Hello. I just want to talk. I got another fun bit, okay? All right, so let me just hop off onto this question really quick. Here's a question that I'm presenting to all of my neighbors. Are Americans being taught to prefer communism? A for yes, B for no, or C for I don't care, right? So we're going to show you why we're asking this question right now. So I was hanging out with Naomi Wolf, right? And I was listening to her present some information on Pod Force One, right? And this is what they were talking about. I'm going to show you the description. It says author and investigative journalist joins Miranda to share her advice for the Democrats. A group, she says, demonizes marriage and family and represents a national security threat. Okay, so this woman, the reporter, the journalist named Naomi Wolf, she is saying that there is a specific type of ideology that the Democrats are running right now that's saying is a national security threat. Okay. And, I would agree with her right now because they seem to be going against what the American system is designed for. All right. So I built a bit from this bit right here because I'm just seeing all over the screens right now and all in my neighborhood's yards and things like that what are items or tools that I would say they look like they come from communist propaganda, right? So I went and I dug under the hood, okay? So I'm going to show you this bit right here, and this one's going to be fun. So, I'm going to circle back to the question. Are Americans being taught to prefer communism? A for yes, B for no, or C for I don't care. So now I'm going to show you why I'm asking you this question in this specific way. Okay, look at what the education code says right here. No teacher. Okay, look at what it says. No teacher. Focus on the bold. No teacher giving instruction in any school or any property belonging to any agency included in the public school system shall advocate or teach communism with the intent to indoctrinate or to inculcate in the mind of any pupil a preference for communism. All right. And then when you drop down, it says, for the purpose of this section, communism is a political theory that the presently existing form of government of the United States or of this state should be changed. Okay, this is what they want to do. They want to change our government, okay, by force, violence, or other unconstitutional means to a totalitarian dictatorship, which is based on the principles of communism as espoused by Marx, Lenin, and Stalin. All right. So I'm going to pause right there. So that's coming from the education code out here in California. And some people like to call California Commifornia, right? And I'm seeing right now that once again, I take full blame for this because I'm one of the people with all political power and I haven't been doing my due diligence. I haven't been overseeing my government like my constitution tells me that I'm supposed to, right? And then I'm seeing right here, just in the statutory code realm, it says that the young people, the young Americans should not be brainwashed to prefer communism or socialism, okay? Because all of this stems from the same thing, right? So if you have these ideologies right now that they're running around in America talking about they want to transform or fundamentally change the American government, our system, we would call that treason, right? It's in our constitutions. It's what we call treason because you are being an enemy to the state or of the state, right? So if you're going against anything that we wrote down in our constitutions, right, then that means that you are an enemy of the state. And we got laws that we can put you in, we can punish you. That's all I'm going to say is that we can punish you. And even in our education code. So all the teachers that are promoting this form of ideology and whatever modern way that they're doing it right now, because they don't call it communism, they call it something else, right? They call it something else, but it is a very specific ideology. Some will call it diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, so they change the terms and they change the conditions, but when you get and you look up under the hood, it's always going to point back to communism, or it's going to point back to Marx, Lenin, or Stalin, right? Just look at their terms and look at the conditions, look at the words that come out of their mouth, okay? So I'm done with that bit right there. So I got one more question. Check this bit out right here. Are communist principles enemies of Americans? A for yes, B for no, or C for I don't care, right? So I love asking my neighbors this question right here now, because I want to see how many of my neighbors really actually do care about our Constitution, and I wonder if they do care how the children are going to be educated for the future, right? Because we see right now is that we have a few generations of children that have just been lost, right? They're lost to a specific form of ideology that goes against the American system. And we don't like that. And now these children that have been groomed to believe in ideologies that are against the American system are now in the machine of the American system, of our American government, and then they're running it out of whack. And we don't like that. And that's why we're here to correct now. Okay, my neighbor? So I just threw that bit out there because, when I see all these people complaining, and then making claims and statements like that, like they're saying, that is a national security threat. This is true because it is going against our system, and we don't like that. But we have to learn, the people, we have to learn to not depend on our elected representatives, and we the people, we need to come together and we need to assemble and we need to run jurisdiction over our government until they start acting right. Okay? Remember this, my neighbor. So we're going to walk it back up now, okay? So put that education code bit in your back pocket, never move from that position, and just know that any teacher that is teaching any form of communism in our government or in our educational system, in our public educational system, they're breaking the law. Okay, they're breaking the law. They may not know it because they've been groomed themselves, but they're breaking the law. Okay, and we can punish them for that. And then ask yourself this question and think about it seriously. Are Americans being taught to prefer communism, right? Or any other type of system that goes against our American system? Okay? All right, that's it. I'm done. This one's off my heart now. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to see how it flows. I'll talk to you guys in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.